After watching this video, you're never going to have to pay a real estate guru again. And a lot of you guys might be saying, man, you're a guru. Why are you saying that? Well, the truth is I'm kind of anti-guru. Everything that I do is about getting away from this model we've been on for years and years in real estate, which is grab as much cash as you can from people, cross your fingers and hope 3 to 5 of them succeed and are loud enough to echo louder than the people that don't succeed or feel like you ripped them off, that you did a good job. That's not what I'm about, you guys. I'm going to show you everything that you'll need to know in this video to ever build whatever real estate business you're trying to build. This is going to solve all of your problems that you guys have, that you're thinking about, that you're pondering on, that you're confused on. Okay. Because the reality is, you guys, real estate in the education space has gotten to a really bad, sick point in 2024 from really the past 6 years, that at least that 6-7 years that I've been in it. It's been the same thing over and over again, regurgitated courses, masterminds, products. And today we're going to get into all of that, talk about myths. I'm going to break down real estate math for you. We're going to dive deep into all this. This is raw, uncut. This is not scripted. This is stuff that I'm truly passionate about, that I want you to understand and take in and digest for 2025. So you stop giving people your money and start investing your money into yourself, into doing more deals, into building the business that you want. So without further ado, let's get into the core of what we're going to talk about today. So guys, I'm going to start with some myths. Okay. Some just absolutely BS myths that you guys need to get away from. Okay. And I call this understanding guru math. Okay. Guru math, whenever someone says I own 1,000 units, what this really means, you guys, is that they own, 0.02% of a syndication that they bought into $400,000. Okay. 90% of the time, you guys, whenever you see someone talking about how many units they own, you should ignore automatically. The reason they're bragging about units and not cash flow or not anything else is because their units don't mean a lot. So owning 1% of a syndication that's investing into 1,000 units is not the same as owning 1,000 units. So the unit math is usually always off. Don't go buy a multifamily course based on how many units someone owns. It has no correlation to how successful they are. Okay. The next thing is, most people explain their net profit, so their income, as their revenue. And usually anytime you hear I made X, 99% of the time they're talking about revenue. And typically speaking, they are going to run at a 15 to 30% profit margin. And that's if they're lucky. So when someone says, hey, I made $100,000 this month, you can rest well at night knowing they probably took home and paid themselves somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. If they're lucky, if they're good, if they actually know how to run a business, which most people don't. We're going to get into that too. So this is usually actually not common. Okay. More likely than not, that's actually overestimating. That's too high. So don't buy into that trap at all when it comes to the guru math equation. Okay. Of how much money, quote unquote, money they're making. The next thing is deal count, you guys. I've almost never heard anyone go on stage and tell the truth about how many deals they've done, right? Because they're going to take into account deals for other companies they've worked for, deals that didn't go through, etc. Right? They're usually never going to give you an accurate deal count of stuff that actually went well and actually closed on. So I would say take about 25% of their deal count as the amount of deals they've already done. And the last myth, guru math, is whatever product they're selling, assume it doesn't work, or works about 10% as well as they think it does. And one of the things, the biggest thing I want to talk about today, you guys, kind of why I'm anti-guru, is because the reason you're listening to people online, including myself, and some people could say I'm a guru. As a guru, you get really good at, branding and marketing. So you get really good at branding, marketing, social media, building an audience, and communicating value. What you don't get good at, what takes a lot longer, is building a good product, a good team, and good infrastructure. And so, and a lot of people mean well, but what happens is their marketing funnel and their top of funnel and the audience outgrows their ability to build a good team and product. And that good team and product is what allows them to fulfill and make you happy as a customer. So what you tend to have happen is you start here where, let's say Bob, the real estate guru, Bob does, 50 real estate deals, and Bob meets a guy he goes to a conference, and Bob's gotten really good at, let's say, seller finance, and he gets invited on a podcast. Usually what happens is then you get invited on 20 podcasts, and all of a sudden now you are the guy for seller finance, even though there's people who have done 1,000 times the deals you have. So then what happens next, you go, man, I'm getting all this attention. Now I'm going to roll out a product to capitalize on all this attention. Two things start to happen. One, your real estate business suffers. And the next thing that tends to happen after your real estate business starts suffering is the clients that buy your products suffer. Because why? Because real estate is not a product-led business. Real estate is the product. It's a marketing and sales and operations business, right? You have to know how to fix a house, but you don't have to build a product and deliver and scale it. So let's say then this guy, Bob, he went out and he started a done for you, I'll find you a house to seller finance business. But he has not spent time on product, on team building, on infrastructure, and on scaling a product-driven business. And so what he gets is his massive audience. He gets 500 people that buy this product, but he can't fulfill, ruins his reputation, and moves on to the next thing. And that's where you see people, they're selling e-com stores one day, then they're selling NFTs, then they're selling courses, then they're selling, so that it never ends. Because what Bob has now realized is selling, call it get rich quick items to an audience is easier than making real estate money most of the time. And there are people that do this and they do it the right way. Like, I'm not anti-course. I'm not anti-product. I have a real estate service company. We provide products and tools for investors, but I'm anti this cycle. Okay. And then what tends to happen a lot of times, you guys, is eventually they fade off and they go into a different industry, or they start doing deals again and stop making content. Okay. I've been making content 7-8 years. The only way you do that is by not getting into this cycle. Okay. It's a deadly cycle. So that's guys, that's a typical real estate cycle of people you follow and people you're buying from. So what you don't realize, you guys, and things I want you to take home about real estate, if you're fascinated with, some people are fascinated with real estate. They hear their whole life, it's the way you make money, it's the way you make your millions. But the one thing I want you guys to realize and focus on is a couple of things here, right? We've talked about so far the guru math. We've talked about the normal cycle of a guru and how you guys are falling into the same trap over and over again. Now we're going to talk about some realities. Okay. And the realities is you're not building a sellable business, no matter what anyone says. You need to focus on profit. That's all that matters. Profit keeps you sane. Profit is all that matters. Okay. Real estate is not get rich quick. Business is incredibly hard, and money is difficult to make if you're self-employed. You are nowhere near as skilled as you are, and business is losing 98% of the time. No one shares lawsuits, bankruptcies, divorces, evictions, bad credit, no income, and getting kicked in the ASS online. No one shares that stuff. And so you're getting sold. Again, what you're getting sold is the opposite. You're being told that you are building some cool company that revenue is everything. And then you get sold that you can do it quickly. And then you get sold that business is pretty easy if you follow XYZ steps that Guru Bob gave you. And then you're told that you are awesome and cool, and because you have a pulse, sellers will work with you. And then you are told that most of the time you're going to be crushing it. And then you are told that there's no bad scenarios. No wonder you feel like you've been screwed over, right? No wonder. And what I want you guys to remember, because my biggest thing is people get turned off by entrepreneurship and real estate investing, and they do so because there's a bunch of people who haven't done anything teaching other people to do that thing with no context. It's harder than people think, and they end up blaming entrepreneurship. Okay. And the cure to all of this, the cure to building your dream real estate business is this formula right here. Okay. Number one thing is recognizing that business is hard, challenging, will make you question who you are and what you're doing, right? Even the best entrepreneur like Elon Musk in the world says business is chewing on glass and staring into the abyss. It takes a long time and a lot of hours to build real skills. You need to elongate your timeline. Play on a 10-year timeline, not 10 months. People don't want to mentor you for no reason. They want to work for you if you can provide value. If you can provide value, usually that is financial value. Most of my good friendships now started with business relationships where I can make them money, they can make me money. That's how a lot of it starts. That's the reality of the situation. Most people who are famous online make little to no money and have no idea what they're talking about. And so if you can just do this for 10 years, you can choose a geographic location and become a local expert. You know the zoning, you know the permitting department, you know the players, you know the financing companies, you know local market, niche market cycles, you know laws. Great. You choose an asset class. Let's say single family. You choose an exit strategy. Let's say you're going to do flipping. You choose a marketing channel. Let's say you want to do direct mail. And you do it over and over for 10 years, and you fix the skill issues that reveal themselves over the years. Because what tends to happen for most people, and why they eventually quit, is because you get, let's go down further here, is because you get this initial pop. I call it the initial beginner's luck pop. And you do that first big deal somewhere in the first 6 to 12 months. And you go, man, this is easy. I'm going to be rich. And then what tends to happen is you go into the valley of despair and you realize, man, this is hard. Okay. And what you start to do, this is hard. What you start to do is look for silver bullets. And that's where you buy courses, masterminds, and you buy into the hype of there's some silver magic pill that you're going to swallow and all of a sudden this gets easy. It doesn't, because what it really is over 10 years, identifying that you have to build a skill of marketing, of sales, of hiring, of team building, of management, of finances, of product. You have to get good at, if you're doing flipping, construction. You have to get good at taxes. You have to get good at so many underwriting, so many things that take time. It just takes time. And none of these, like you don't learn to ride a bike at a seminar. This all takes time to build. And that's why I tell people all the time, like the time you will buy a course is when you run into buying education and tools only to solve a specific constraint or problem that you're actively facing. So if you are stuck in your business because you have identified you don't know how to get leads, then go buy a marketing product. If you're sucking at sales, then go buy a sales product, but don't go buy all of them and get on the merry-go-round of Facebook groups and mastermind and courses forever, because it doesn't do anything valuable for you. Okay, so you don't learn to ride a bike at a seminar, and buying education tools should only solve a problem. Then eventually what happens is you start actually getting good. And then you get noticed. And then what good people who are noticed do is they build good products when they are ready. And they are good educators, they're ethical, and they add value to people's journeys. Right. And an example of that, guys, there's a lot of guys out there that have been in this business, 10, 20, 30 years before they sell education. And they know how to do ethical business. They know how to sell a product, build a team. That comes with time. Okay. So if you guys are in this business, right, the truth is, and what the gurus don't want to tell you is you can make a lot of money. You can make usually between $200,000 and $500,000 a year in income, hustling your way to deals, stumbling over your own feet, and doing most of it yourself. But you can't build a big business and make real wealth without the business skills that you only learn with time and getting punched in the face. And that is admin, that's marketing, that's sales, that's leadership, that's management, finances, taxes, KPIs, everything that comes with running a good business and building a good culture. Those are things that you can't learn at a seminar and a course. You have to go through them time and time again. And I give the example all the time is you don't learn to swing a golf club watching it on TV, no matter how easy it looks, because the people on TV have swung a golf club 100,000 times, right? And it looks easy, it looks simple, but the reality is business on paper is incredibly simple and easy. Business in real life is messy, hard, and takes way longer than you want. But that's okay, because the 1% of time that you win, and the truth is, you guys, the highlight, I know there's a lot of negative stuff, but the highlight to end this video is that the 1% of the time you win gives you a 1% life. And that makes it worth it. And that's not just money, right? So yeah, it's money, but it's also travel, it's experiences, it's people, it's fulfillment, it's purpose, it's mission. That is what makes it all worth it. But what I don't want, and why I'm making this video, and why it was on my heart to film this morning, is what I don't want people to do is quit their business, is try for a year, try for 2 years, 3 years, and quit because of someone selling them something when they have no idea what to do. I'll put it this way. Someone who's never done anything, selling something about what they've never done. And then you're realizing it's harder than they say it is, but they have the Lambo, but they have this and that, and then quitting. So if you're watching this video and you've done 100 deals or one deal, just remember you're always one deal away. And why do I say that? Because you're always one deal away from your next hire, from your next lesson, from the next skill that you learn that you have to build. And doing that over a long period of time is how you get good at business. It's how you build a good reputation, and it's how you build the life that you want. So if you're not subscribed to me here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and like this video. I put a ton of content out there in the world, and I really want to be kind of the level head in the space, helping you actually understand what it means to build a business that you think you want to build and what that looks like.